Hello and welcome to Pro Trader Strategies market commentary for Tuesday, November the 8th. My name is Eric Wilkinson. Some of you may recognize me as the Wolfman from CNBC, Fox Business, or even the Wall Street Journal, where I've commented on everything from economic to geopolitical and market analysis. Please keep in mind that everything that we talk about in these daily market commentaries is not a solicitation to buy or sell any of these securities or strategies. At the end of the day, we're here to teach you some different strategies that you can implement into your portfolios, but please do that in your own way. The reason why I can't give you a recommendation on a particular stock or strategy is because I don't know your risk parameters. I don't know what's in your portfolios, and therefore what I'm doing could be counterintuitive to what you are already doing. Having that out of the way, let's get this on. A little bit of economic data across the pond in the form of manufacturing production came in at 0.6%, in line pretty much with the expected 0.5%. But industrial production came in at negative 0.4%, was expected to be a positive 0.1%. Then here in the United States, we got the NFIB, which is the National Federation of Independent Businesses. It's the small business index. Came in at 49.9 and was expected to be came in at 94.9. It was expected to be 94.6, so slightly higher than expected. That's kind of an indication as to their feeling of the overall economy. Then we also got JOLTS jobs openings came in lower than expected at 5.49% was 5.49 million, and was expected to be 5.67 million. Then we also have the presidential election, so we do have volatility slightly upticking today. So in that, I was looking to take advantage of some of that, almost acting like it is a bit of an earnings event, if you will. So that's what I was looking to try and accomplish today. And that's the way I've been setting up my overall trades lately with the straddles around the S&Ps and things like that. Anyway, on to the overall markets. Crude oil just slightly down on the day. We can call it unchanged right there at the point of control where the most time and volume's been spent, getting really comfortable right here in the mid 40s. On to gold. Gold finding a little bit of a bottom today, up slightly on the day after yesterday's pretty big sell-off. It was looking like Hillary Clinton was locking it up yesterday. It's starting to change a little bit today where it's a bit of a crapshoot. So the overall market's starting to get a little bit more volatility into it, and I don't really see a whole lot of movement today. Tomorrow is going to be the big day where the wild card comes out. On to the bonds, /ZB, just down a couple of ticks on the day, but again, we talked about this. The point of control moved slightly lower where the volume point of control is. The time spent is a little bit higher here, but the overall market very comfortable right in this area, and I would see that going forward until there's really good sentiment as to what the FOMC members are going to do with interest rates. Dow Jones Industrial Average slightly up on the day, up 30 points after yesterday's massive rally, up over like 400 points, and above the 50-day moving average. It cut through that like a hot knife through butter yesterday. It was just not even looking back. NASDAQ up just slightly on the day, in positive territory, but barely as we speak, and really approaching that point of control, which is where the most time and volume has been spent as well. That's where I would see it wanting to get to, just because that's where, the most bids and offers, that's where most people have their money. So if it's right there where nobody's winning and nobody's losing, that's really where there is a bit of a comfort zone. S&Ps /ES up on the day as well, just slightly in positive territory, but yesterday rallied up to that 50-day moving average, and as it approached it, that's really when we started seeing a little bit of the momentum start to slow down. But again, back into this trend or this sideways moving market. We kind of blew down below that, but yesterday was just blowing the doors off of any bear out there. E-mini S&Ps just upticked a couple of ticks here since we flipped over to this screen, and approaching the highs of the day, which were made overnight, trying to print that within the day session. We probably could see that happen right within this whole market commentary. But I've got to move on, so let's get on to what I've done. GDXJ, which is the ETF for the gold miners, the junior gold miners, the smaller gold miners. This has been one of my favorite ones. They have a tendency to have a bit wider markets in there, but it seems like there's enough participation that you don't have to give up a whole lot of edge. You can just better the offer by just a little bit. Having said that, yesterday I was struggling to get out of this trade, and I originally had on a couple of different straddles in the, strangles in this, and did it for the strangle webinar. Was going up to that. This one worked out okay. I had on the November 36.48 strangle, and I originally sold it for $1.10. Covered it yesterday for 75 cents. I was chasing it pretty much all day. I was getting a little bit worried about having a large size in gold going into this binary event, which is really a binary event, having it almost like an earnings event, but for some of the precious metals, the overall equities market like the S&P, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, things like that. So I had a lot of concentration around this GDXJ. So I wanted to take that off yesterday. So I took that off for 75 cents. It was a nice little profit. Not really in line with my 50% of max profit, which would have been about 55 cents. And for the last few days, I've been trying to get that 55 cents, and it wasn't working out. Finally pulled the ripcord on it yesterday. Just felt like I had a little too much exposure to that one particular sector. And then today I wake up and I'm like, all right, it's time to put on some trades for the binary event that we're having tonight with the earnings. There's a lot of volatility pumped into gold, and it is expected to precipitously drop afterwards. So I thought I would take advantage of some of that. You can check out my earnings webinars. I show you how you can tell how much volatility is expected to come out of this just by looking at the options chain, and that's on the earnings webinar. So check that out, because that works well for any of these binary events where you start seeing this volatility expand for no apparent reason other than maybe an earnings or something going on with gold, and or this being an election. This is a big binary event. So I'm trying to take advantage of about 20 points of volatility crush tomorrow. So I went into the weeklies for GLD, put on a straddle in there, and went into the November, did the 122.5 straddle, and those are the November weeklies that expire on the 11th, which is Friday. So trying to take advantage of that. I collected $3.10 for that. So I'm going to probably just take that off tomorrow for whatever profit I can get, and or go into defense mode if it really gets a little wanky. But at the end of the day, I have a lot of room on this one, up to 125 and change, and then all the way down to around 119. So those are my limits on the outside there. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think we'll be able to at least collect something out of that. So that's about all I got for you today on that one. Friday's webinar is going to be a really good one. It's great that we've got some expansion and volatility with a lot of these underlying. So I'm going to be doing the Iron Condor, which is an IRA appropriate strategy, especially for newer traders, and or if you just want to put something in that you're not really sure about, you don't want to take a limited risk on. So this is going to be a great strategy to implement in those type of situations. So go to protraderstrategy.com, sign up for that. We've got quite a bit of good lineup coming up with a lot of these IRA appropriate type strategies. So if you are trading in your IRA, you got to check these out, because these will be some of the ones that I always use, I talk about in the daily market commentaries, and these are ones that will be appropriate for an IRA newer trader, and even a savvy trader will be able to learn something from this, because I'm going to go in through all my rules that I learned on the floor on how to trade around these to increase your probability of profit. All right, so that's about all I got for you guys today. Go to protraderstrategies.com, sign up for that. Go out and vote, you guys. It's really important. I know there's long lines. Could be one of the most voted election that we've ever seen, the most participation in an election. So get out there, vote. Make sure your vote counts. If you can't take that, take it easy.